Hey guys, what's up? So today we're gonna talk about my leg day workouts. I always get a lot of questions about how do I build my legs up, how do I build my booty up to look the way that it does. So that's what today is gonna be all about. So basically what I do is I pick 3 to 5 different exercises that I wanna do for my leg day. And then what I've done in the video is I've broken down each exercise into a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. That way you can kind of pick and accommodate the workout to what your level is. So for each exercise, what I typically do is I repeat for about 4 rounds from 12 to 15 reps. So you guys ready? Let's go ham on it. Alright, so with this first exercise, what I'm doing is walking lunges. So basically, I am moving forward into a lunge, and I'm doing about 12 to 15 reps on each leg. So while you're doing your walking lunge, what you want to do is make sure that your knees aren't going over your toes. So you can look down at the first couple of times that you're doing it, then I would recommend facing forward. What you can also do is add in weights, so you could do it with dumbbells by your side, or also if you wanted, you could put the barbell on your back and then walk forward and back about 12 to 15 times with each leg. Alright, so the next exercise that we're going to go into is a standing still or a back lunge. Basically what you're doing is you're standing in place. You have one leg behind you, one leg in front of you, and you're just doing a lunge right in place. Again, what you want to make sure is that your knee is not going forward over your toe. You want it to be back a little bit, and then your knee is going to be bending at about a 90-degree angle. And then again with this, you can add in weights for extra work. You can put dumbbells by your side, or you can put a barbell on your back and do your lunge in place. Again, you're doing about 12 to 15 reps on each leg, and you're repeating this for 4 times. Alright, the next exercise that we're doing is called a jumping lunge. So this one is a little bit more challenging, so that's why I put it at the advanced level. So with this lunge, you're jumping in place and you're doing the lunge. So it's kind of like the previous lunge, but you're adding a little bit more extra work while you're jumping. So again, if you wanted to put a barbell on your back or grab dumbbells, you can do it by your side. Just be careful. I would try just jumping in place at first before you add in weight, because it does take a lot of balance. So basically you are holding yourself with your core and you're jumping with your legs. Alright, so it's time for my favorite workout of the day. You guessed it, it's squats. So with the first squat, what I'm doing is I am at the Smith machine rack. Now again, this is just for a beginner level. If you feel more comfortable, you can go to the standalone rack where you're not at the Smith machine, where it's kind of guided and it's a little bit easier. So I'm just starting off with light weight, which is what I would recommend. If you don't feel comfortable, you can do it with no weight at all. That's not a problem. Go with what you feel most comfortable with. So with the squat, what you want to do is have your feet about shoulder width apart, and then you're bending down at about a 90-degree angle. Now you can also go a little bit below parallel. Just go with what you feel more comfortable with, because I know sometimes we get down there and we just can't get back up. So be careful with what you're doing and how much weight that you're putting on the bar. And then when you come up, you want to squeeze with your legs and with your glutes and finish strong. So make sure you kind of keep your weight centered as well. You don't want to be like on your tippy toes. You want to have your weight mostly centered and keeping your core tight. Alright, so with the next exercise, it is still a squat. It is more for the intermediate squat. So with this one, it's kind of like a sumo squat with dumbbells. So basically what you're doing is you're standing a little bit wider in your stance. I have a dumbbell. You don't have to use a dumbbell if you don't want to. It just adds a little bit more extra weight. You could also do this with the barbell on your back. So you're standing feet a little bit more than shoulder width apart, and then you're just going down. And again, you want to make sure that when you go down in your squat, you're keeping your knees about a 90-degree parallel angle. And then again, when you come up, what you want to do is squeeze with your glutes and with your legs and finish strong. Alright, so for the next exercise is one of my favorite type of squats. It is called the jumping squats. So I just did this in place. You're just jumping up and down into a squat. You can also do this with a box. You could jump up onto the box and jump back down, whatever you feel most comfortable with. You're gonna be using your core for your strength, and then your legs is what's gonna be pushing you up and down. You could do this with dumbbells if you wanted, or you could even do it with the barbell on your back. And again, just whenever you come back down into your squat, make sure you're going, if you want to go 90 degrees parallel to the ground, or if you want to go past parallel, that's fine as well. But just make sure that your knees aren't going over your feet. So that way you're not going to hurt your knees, you're not going to put a lot of pressure on it. If you've never done a jumping squat before, I would recommend starting off with no weight at all and see how that goes, and then you can kind of build up and work your way up to adding extra weight. So for this next exercise, you might be a little dead after you get done with it. We're gonna go into deadlifts. So with the first one for beginners, I would recommend just doing a straight leg deadlift. And you can start off with dumbbells. If you feel comfortable, you can do a straight barbell. In this video, I'm just using dumbbells. So what you're wanting to do is keep a slight bend in your knees, and you're gonna have your dumbbells straight out in front of you, and you're just gonna lean forward and almost touch your toes. And then you're gonna stand straight back up. And what you're doing is you're wanting to focus on squeezing your glutes and keeping your weight towards the middle or back of your feet. You don't wanna be on your tippy toes, or else you're gonna lose balance. And then again, you're just gonna repeat this for about 12 to 15 reps for a total of 4 rounds. All right, so for this next exercise, we are going to do single leg deadlifts. Now these are a little bit more challenging, which is why I put them with the intermediate level. So for the single leg deadlifts, we are going to choose one leg to focus on at a time. In this video, I just have a kettlebell. You could use a dumbbell, whatever you have available to you. So what you're going to do is, I would pick something that you kind of hang on to, whether it's if you're next to a wall or a pole or some other gym equipment, just so you don't lose your balance, especially when you're just starting out and you've never done this exercise before. So what you want to do is grab the kettlebell. You want to have a slight bend in your knee, and then you're just going to bend forward to almost touch your toe, and then you're going to come back up. You're going to repeat this for about 12 to 15 times, and you want to do this for each leg. All right, and then for our final deadlift, what we are gonna do is just a regular deadlift. Now you can do this with the barbell, which is what I have in this video, or if you're at one of the squat racks, you can just use that bar as well, because sometimes it's a little bit easier to rack your weight if you wanna add on some extra weight. So what we're gonna do for this exercise is you wanna have your stance about shoulder width apart, and then you can either do a straight leg with a slight bend in your knee, or you can go into like a full deadlift. In the video, I'm just doing a more so of a straight leg deadlift. So what you're doing is you're going down, almost touching your toes, and then whenever you come back up, you're really wanting to squeeze your glutes together to really focus on building that muscle. You'll probably also feel this in your hamstrings as well. And then you're gonna repeat this for about 12 to 15 reps for a total of 4 rounds. In this video, I'm using, I think it was a 100-pound barbell. Go with whatever you feel comfortable. So you can start off light. If it doesn't feel heavy enough, then you want to add extra weight. And how to kind of judge that with any weight is you want to be burning out by about your 3rd or so rep that you have left. So if you're on, let's say 12 and you get to 13, you want to be almost so tired that you can't keep going, and then that's when you're starting to really engage in your muscles. All right, and for our final exercise, this is one that I see a lot of people always forget, so make sure you don't forget it while you're in the gym. It is calves. So in the video, what I'm doing is just a standing calf raise. So basically I'm standing in place and I'm just raising the heels of my feet off of the ground a little bit. And so you can do this with weight. If you're in the gym, there's actually different machines. So there's a standing machine, that you can change the weight on, or there's also one where you're sitting down and you're lifting up your calves as well. Whatever that you have available, just use that. I'm just standing in place, and like I said, you're just barely lifting your heels off of the ground, and you're wanting to squeeze your calves, so you're making sure that you're engaging in your calf muscles. And then you're gonna repeat this for about 4 rounds, doing about 12 to 15 reps. If you feel like you can do more, you can always do more, add in a little bit more extra weight to give you that challenge. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and watching my leg day video. I hope this kind of gave you a little bit more of an idea of what you can do based on your level and what you feel comfortable with in the gym to help you build up those legs and booty muscles. So if you liked what you saw today, don't forget to follow me on social media. You can check out my website at www.gohammonit.com. You can follow me on Instagram at go.ham.on.it, or you can follow me at Twitter at Tiffany_Hamm. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, you can check me out at Tiffany Hamm Fitness. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.